Right, as Jasper said, we've done 2 already. We're on to the 3rd one. So let's do a quick recap. Previously, we went through what do you sell, what are your products, so who your target audience is, what problems you know about, and what solutions you can provide. You set those up in a formal manner, and then you start picking some of these to put together some sort of statement that you can utilize in your advertising of your product. And we came up with this statement, which we built into a nice graph, which we can add to Facebook or whatever medium. Then who do you sell to? The journey of taking your customer from, hey, are you interested, all the way through to let's become a customer. And what we're going to deal with today is we're going to deal with what infrastructure do you need to make that happen? Because it doesn't just somehow happen. So your infrastructure requirements are the systems you need for your business so that it runs without you. And what's important here is that your infrastructure is defined by your systems you need, fairly obviously, to create and move product to your customers while keeping your customers happy. And systems make your business firstly scalable and secondly sellable. So what do we need? We firstly need to identify and document critical systems. Let someone else build that system, and then clone proven systems developed by experts. So in terms of identifying and documenting critical systems, you've seen this diagram before. We went through it on getting your customer, and what we came up with there was 2 products, namely HubSpot and Funalytics, which I hope you've all looked at. Then we need to let someone else build your process. Now this is a little bit more sophisticated. In other words, one of the big problems we face with entrepreneurs is they are pretty lousy at building systems because they think they know everything and they can run everything themselves. So here's a basic sort of flow or workflow of how that can happen. Firstly, if you want to record anything, your smartphone's a tremendous tool. You can both record video and audio, and then there are also apps that allow you to convert audio to text, which means that these things are utilized in documentation. So you need to take that information, either in video, audio, and text, or in text form, and give it to a person who assembles and edits this stuff and creates the collateral you need. That collateral should go onto a knowledge base, which obviously contains text, video, and templates. And then that information can be translated into a system. And one of the systems I love to use is a system called ClickUp, which is a task and project management system. Now, I know that Jasper has experienced ClickUp, and I've tried to convince him and various other people to work on it. But the thing they don't like about it is it doesn't let you get away with anything. It keeps reminding you until you do it, or until you leave the system. So what tends to happen with entrepreneurs is they leave the system. So let me just go back to the point here. Let someone else build your processes because they'll do it properly. You as an entrepreneur, fairly lousy at it. Then, clone proven systems developed by experts. You cannot be an expert at everything. So it is extremely important that you actually go and search for stuff that does work, that people claim works, and get the person who's building your system to write it down and test it and all that sort of stuff. But there's a couple of rules here. Firstly, duplicate yourself and your best team members with cloud-based software. There's a lot of software available that does some amazing stuff. Then the very important thing is don't be tempted to make your systems too complex, because it can get complex very quickly and very easily. The trick is stay focused on what is important, and then ensure people only see what you need to see. Don't let everybody see all your system, because that means you'll find someone who is a bit of an admin freak will try to run and control everything. Then ensure you have templates, files, and videos that are part of your system. You don't want to repeat work. You want to be able to pick up stuff very quickly and just pass it on. For example, how do you onboard a client? Have a template. What information does your client need? Have files for that. What does your client or your staff need to know? Have videos that show that. And then keep updating your system as you learn, because there's no ways you're going to get your system right the first time. And then choose a good project management system to execute your system. Because one of the problems that occurs is if you don't have a system to run your system doesn't run. So these are the important things that you need to worry about. Now, once again, I can chuck all sorts of ideas and software at you. But I think what's important here is you need to create your own system. So I'm going to stop there and let you guys have some questions. And then if necessary, we can go and have a look at some of the systems that are available. I think one of the big problems that most people, and especially entrepreneurs, which are mostly the people that are on this meeting, face is they don't like systems. They don't like systems at all. Now, one of the big problems when you don't like a system is how do you scale and how do you grow? And the answer is you don't. And one of the big problems with entrepreneurs is they reach a level of income that makes them comfortable. And comfortable is one of the worst places to be, because comfortable means you're never going to grow. And one of the problems with business is if you're not growing, you're dying. And what that means is that you cannot keep customers forever. And the only way to grow a business is to get more customers. And the only way you can handle getting more customers is speaking to more people. And the only way you can control all of that is with decent systems. So one of the places I really like is this place I've got on the screen now, which is Zoho. Now, Zoho is not a bunch of apps. It's actually a platform. And I think they have something in the region of 48 pieces of software that you can utilize for just about anything. But they also have an interesting approach to selling their software. So for example, if we go and have a look at something like Workplace, I'm going to open this in a new tab. In Workplace, they've got a bunch of software that you can utilize. An email management system, a file management system, a chat system, a spreadsheet, a word processor, presentation system, a social intranet or internal knowledge base, an online training system, and an online meeting system. All of this is available in one package. And if you go and look at the pricing of this, there are standard prices, etc., which are not that expensive. But if you go down to the bottom of the pricing, there's an interesting plan there for up to 5 users. And I don't know, those 3 words sound really interesting to me, forever free plan. And it's a fairly decent, fairly comprehensive system that limits the number of users and the space that you can store stuff. Otherwise, it works fully. So there's one way of starting off. And there's a tremendous number of systems that you get by going to Workplace. There are, however, a lot of other systems. And if you look down here under sales and marketing, those are the apps that are available. Under customer service, there are 3 apps. Under email and collaboration, there's a bunch of apps there. Under finance, there's a whole bunch. Under human resources, there's a bunch. Legal is a new one that's come up. There's all sorts of interesting contract stuff. IT and help desk stuff, custom solutions where you can create your own apps. And then there's business intelligence, which is really impressive. Now, that's a lot of software. So they have a solution here called Zoho One. If I open that up, Zoho One has an interesting concept. Right. Now, Zoho One is basically all of their software available to you. Now, their pricing on this is incredibly interesting. Their pricing is 450 Rand per employee per month, which sounds like a lot, but it's actually not, because you're getting like 48 plus apps available to you. That's not expensive. Think about how much a person would cost and how many apps you're getting in exchange for this. I mean, it is unbelievable that you're getting this much stuff. And there's a tremendous amount of use cases that you can look at, resources that are available and all that sort of stuff. So systemizing a business these days with online software is very, very easy. If however you are too scared by that, you can choose 3 pieces of software that make your life very, very easy. There we go. And on my website, there's a menu item here called Jump Straight In. If you hit that, what it says is, hey, create a Google account, create a Slack account, create a HubSpot account, and create a ClickUp account. And then invite me to join those things. And you can run most of your business with that. You can also then go on to creating events, because I believe event-based business gives you a target that you're aiming at and a deadline to aim for. And it makes your business grow through events. And then you need to record your progress. In other words, you need an accounting system. Now, what's quite interesting here is if you go on to recording your process, in other words, putting an accounting system in place, you can actually get a free set of fully and complete accounting online books. And it's free. So, you know, to me, there's no excuse for not systemizing your business. Now, I've either scared you or I've encouraged you. If you're a true entrepreneur, you're scared or you've just ignored what I've said. If I've encouraged you, shout the question. Let's go. They're actually extremely comprehensive on what they train. But again, remember, whenever you want to learn anything as an entrepreneur, you've got to have a favorite site. And that favorite site is not hard to figure out. That favorite site, and let me share my screen again, is this one. It's YouTube. If you want to know anything, there's just about nothing that cannot be found on YouTube. So for example, if you want to know about Zoho, you can zip onto there and the videos just keep coming. There are hundreds of them. And not only that, Zoho itself has a channel. So if we look at the Zoho channel, there it is there. And on the Zoho channel, if you look at the videos, there's a lot, but on the playlist, which is where I like to go whenever I go to someone's channel, you can use Zoho. Remember, when you pay for it, that 450 Rand a month, you get tremendously powerful software. The free stuff is, it leaves out some stuff that's quite important on stuff like running courses. So for example, if we look at sales and marketing here, you've got all sorts of things, CRM systems and so on, but you've also got campaigns, which is similar to MailChimp, for example. You've also got sites, which is like creating your own WordPress site or whatever. This is creating websites. PageSense is the same as Google Analytics. Backstage is exactly the same as what's it called, Eventbrite, and what's that one in South Africa, the one where you can do events. Anyway.
Quicket.
Yeah, Quicket. So Backstage is like 10 million times better than both of those. Then there's a whole marketing automation thing as well, which allows you to do all sorts of things. But if you look at your human resources side, they've got all sorts of things like Workily and People, which have knowledge bases on them. Don't forget, your custom solutions mean you can develop your own stuff. But they also have, and I need to just find it for you. I'm looking for a thing called Zoho Click. Now, as far as I know, that was under email and
it is there on top. Yeah, there we are.
Now, Zoho Click, I'm going on to it, is very similar to Slack. except it goes much further. So, for example, it has team collaboration, work remotely, chatbots, team management, video collaboration, all that sort of stuff. And built into it, it has a knowledge base. So if we look at the features of Zoho Click on team collaboration, for example, this guy has got a tremendous amount of stuff, and you can meet and brainstorm on group calls. You can, all that sort of, so the training is almost like webinar type stuff, but it's also has a knowledge base built in. It links to your calendar. It does all sorts of things. So it's more sophisticated because you're working on a complete platform compared to running individual pieces of software. Yep. And you're going to have to speak to me privately, because fundraising is a different animal. And just to let you know how much I know about fundraising, I've been the treasurer of the Association for the Physically Disabled for 37 years. So, and fundraising is our biggest problem, because if you rely on government, you starve. So we've been looking after hundreds and hundreds of disabled people for donkey's years. We were actually formed as an association after the First World War, when a whole lot of people came back home with missing legs and arms and things. So we've been around a long, long time. Now, one of the problems that we have with these short sessions is there's a lot to get through. And I don't want this to be a training session. I want this to be an appetizer. In other words, hey guys, there's a lot of stuff out here. Here's the references, go look. So yeah, it's not a training session. One of the problems is because there's so much there, you can spend a year just looking at new software. You must utilize Zoho in the following manner. Work out what you want your system to do, and then go look for the applications that do it. Because most of the Zoho software has a free version that you can test. And the free version is fairly comprehensive. So don't fall into doing everything. You will spend your life online doing admin, which is not what your business is about. Okay, the best time management I've ever come across is a concept called getting things done. And getting things done, I think the author's Tim Allen. I think it's Tim Allen or John Allen, one of the two. But getting things done is a process of when stuff comes in, immediately make a decision. Can I do it now? Should I do it now? If I can do it now, it's going to take less than 2 minutes. Let me do it now. If I can't do it now, let me put it down in my calendar to do at some future date, or let me start a project with that idea or whatever. It's a little bit more complex than that, but the point is, it lets you deal with stuff immediately. And one of the biggest recommendations on getting things done, and by the way, on the internet, on YouTube, it often goes under its acronym GTD. One of the biggest things that it recommends is that you look critically at everything that comes in. And if you do that, you should throw 80% of it out and never even deal with it. Because a lot of what we get is just noise and not useful and not taking our business further. So time management is not about time. Time management is about priority and choosing what's worth your time.